Okay, seems that we're live, including the ghosty smoke. A little bit earlier than planned, but not much. Right. So this is a good test too. G'day to everyone that's watching, who will come on, and also the replay. Let me pull this monitor a bit closer because crap there. Because this is the first live stream I just worked out before of my new graphics. We're using my new graphics card. Thanks again to T-Rox, Tony, through your work, getting me this new video card that definitely needed for editing. I'll just finish this, sorry. Most people know I'm a smoker. And yeah, interestingly and positively, as I've mentioned in other live streams, with the, it's got to be this, I usually see myself on my monitor like green and purple or more. So yeah, this is perfect. So maybe it was the video card had a bit of an issue in the old one. Someone watching, g'day. Anyway, so it's now 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, the 22nd of February here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. I've actually enabled all the chat. Will Robinson, warning. G'day, mate, how are you? I had the concept through the week that, well, the other half, her, what do you call those things, laptop, notebook, tablet, her new tablet, I thought, well, I can do a live stream outside, which is what I tried last time with my phone and total chaos. So I thought, okay, hello everyone, how are you? G'day, John. And I thought, okay, I'll do that. But yesterday I fiddled around with it, and long story short, her password for Google, obviously I'd need to add my account for the day, wasn't correct, so therefore I couldn't add an account. Plus the writing was so small, I mean, I could see it. It's just like tiny, like bugger it. I did a test on my phone, it worked all right, but again, I didn't want to risk what happened last time where when I ended up going live, instead of having it on private, which I did initially, I couldn't see anyone responding. At least this way I can see. Can everyone hear me okay, first of all? I'm finishing this because time got away from me. No problem hearing me, I assume, and seeing me. I was going to bring some sunglasses here. I have the little ring light on the middle one, I think. I mean, that's fully bright. Probably improves the picture for you guys. Good. Hey, mate, how are you? But yeah, it's kind of blinding for me, so that's off. Maybe that's okay for you. It's a lot easier on my eyes. This is the first of 3 positions. Subtle. Middle one. Yeah, it's brighter. And that's flat out, so there we go. That's off. Maybe I'll just put it on the first one if you guys can see me okay. I'm looking pretty monochrome, actually. I need to get out in the sun more. No, I don't. So I've got skin cancers, like galore cut off in my life. This one is almost still a bit of scar there. Was it just before Christmas? Had that for a couple of years. I noticed it on my videos, but probably most of you didn't until it got bigger. And then I found out it was a skin cancer, so I had that cut off. Anyway, hope you're all having a good day. What's the weather like? It's okay here. It's cloudy here in Brisbane. I'm on the west side of Brisbane. I'll finish this. By the way, if you've seen my Twisted Visions entries in the past, or even my radiation video recently, where I had T-Rox, Tony, appearing throughout it, who made his own video, and you're into live streams, he has, in case you didn't know, I know you know, Will, he has a Tuesday, 8 o'clock at night live stream every week. T-Rox Tuesday, it's called. So if you want to catch up with him, swing across and watch him every Tuesday. That's Brisbane time. Hey, Nicola, how are you? Nice to see you. Thought I'd do a live stream. I don't have a video for this weekend, and I thought, oh well, I like to give back what I can. If you consider this giving, sorry, I'm a bit of a cheapskate, obviously, aren't I? But then again, I make videos for free. It costs people nothing to watch, so there is that. Right, so yeah, just got the webcam plugged in, no external microphone. Aussie Brit, yeah, I know who you are. Hope you're doing well. ECF 987, that sounds like a registration number. Maybe it is. Anyway, g'day to you. I know a few of you won't be able to join because of time and work, but I'll say g'day to Craig from Out and About with Craig, who I know is at work at the moment. Always good fun working on the weekend. Been there, done that. Bought the t-shirt. Well, actually, bought this from Hawaii quite some time back. That's life, isn't it? I remember many times I had to work on Christmas and all the other festive occasions. I got paid well for it on public holidays, so it was a long time ago. That's when I worked for the government. When I worked for myself, I didn't get paid any extra. It's just the way it is. But yeah, what else? So, as I started to say, this is the first live stream using this new graphics card, which is a pretty serious graphics card. Definitely helps out with editing. Since I mentioned T-Rocks before too, I'm not saying anything, but those of you that have seen the Twisted Visions things few of us have done in the past and wondering what's happening, Tony will announce something in due course, and there'll be a slight variation to the way it was done previously. Well, not so, yeah, anyway. And probably I'll share the trailer when he puts that up, so you know. So in case you're wondering, is it going to happen? We didn't have a summer one, but yeah, we'll kind of make up for it, I think, somewhere in the near future, quite near future. So stay tuned. Check out my community tab, or as they YouTube now calls it, posts. It's always changing things, YouTube. They give me the shits, frankly. Anyway, well, that's a good question. I have to look it up. It's a, I know it's another NVIDIA. It's my notes. Tell you what it was. It was new, but they've ceased making them now, and the placement, the next version, you don't even want to know how much they are. I wrote it down. And I did know it for a while, but I've forgotten. Geez, I write a lot of notes. No, this is all for editing. Give me an idea, so I don't forget where to put what. Or I could just look at my, it'd be easier actually to type it in and look at that one. Where is it? Wow. Hang on. I'll answer it another way. It's fast and pretty powerful. I can do this. Okay, hang on. Keep talking amongst yourselves. System information. Okay. What have we got? That's not right. That's to build computers for a living. You can tell I've forgotten most of it. That's not it. See, when you haven't done things for a while, you tend to forget. And that's probably true for a lot of things. Control panel. System configuration. Oh, that's not it. Geez, I don't want to bugger this up. Anyway, it was an NVIDIA something. Quite powerful. Any questions? It's been so long. Control panel. Should be under here, shouldn't it? System. Hardware. Yeah, I should be able to tell you from here. Device manager. That's the one. Displayed up. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti. Important to remember the Ti part. Yep, and it's working fine. So yeah, the new version, I forget 307 though. I don't know, you can pay out like $3,000 or something. I was never going to do that. Anyway, hope that answers your question. Here's the old one. Where is he? Ouch! Sharp. That's what I had in my computer for years. I actually made a video on this when I got it. Still looks pretty beefy. There was a, you can see it. It even has look at the copper cooling if you want to liquid cool your computer. I mean, this new one has that too, but in my humble opinion, having dropped the anti-stat bag, if you're going to put liquid in your computer, you get into like, car levels of potential problems. And when I cleaned the computer out, since I last built it, and left the side off because I needed to replace the switch and then forgot about it, it was so filthy. I dare not even show you photos of that. Oh, you got the same one. They're good, aren't they? It's working fine. And, well, turns out I had a lot of my fans, not you guys, computer fans in my big tower over here. A lot of them weren't working, but I fixed that. So now I have 11 very noisy fans going, and it's probably pretty icy in there. I don't think I need water cooling. Yeah, anyway, or liquid cooling. Yeah. All right, so anyway, what's happening? Come on, you guys speak. I wish you could. It would be cool. How are the friendly birds? They're still friendly. I have spotted the pheasant cuckoo, if that's the right word, or it's like cuckoo. I filmed one little bit about a month ago. I thought I'll collect a series of clips, proper 4K on my camera. And then they vanished again. But I've heard them recently, and yesterday afternoon, I saw one fly into the tree down the backyard. So they're around. So when they start walking around on the deck again, I'll probably film some more and one day compile those clips for just to show you. So they're all still around. The magpies, who vanished for at least 6 weeks before Christmas, they finally started to come back in the front yard, and they've slowly came to the backyard. And now they're back. If I go out there, typically 4 of them will come and sit on the table, and I'll give them a treat or something. So that's a big relief. I missed them. Currawongs are still there. If you saw the very dodgy clip I put on my Clips and Bits channel the other day, I found out what was a mystery to me for years. I'd hear this, randomly. I'd hear this, and I made the sound there. I'm not going to do it here. This mysterious sound. It sounded like it was echoing through the valley of the mountains or something. And you can imagine some extraterrestrial. What's the show? With the tripods. Pitch in. Come on, you know what it's called. Anyway, it sounded like there was some extraterrestrial alien, evil alien, building these craft like a mechanical, rhythmical sound. That's just a bloody dove. I was sitting there having coffee. I looked over and there's that sound. Like, what? It's just a dove, a bird. Well, it's sort of like a pigeon. And I went, what? How they can get that volume, I don't know. So there was an answer to a mystery. It really was. Yeah. Otherwise, just had 2 kookaburras on the clothesline the other day. 2 years ago, I made a little clip on my channel and feeding the kookaburras. And they're quite cool. Like the beaks are quite big. And, if you feed them something, they put the beak right over your finger. It's a weird feeling, but it's not sharp. It won't cut you. So, yeah, good. And as a matter of fact, I may make a video about this sometime in the near future, one way or the other. And if you've been around for a long time on my channel, go back some years, a few years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. We have what's called a Bora ring, Aboriginal Bora ring. It's over 10,000 years old. Literally, I think it's about, if I was to get the drone and fly there, it's about 1 kilometre away. I'll say 1 mile-ish, plus or minus, maybe it's 2 kilometres. And I'm just wondering, okay, it's I'm not religious at all. I'd like to think of myself occasionally as spiritual. I just wonder if there's some influence in the atmosphere that makes the birds and animals sort of come around. Probably not. They just come anyway. Who knows? I'm not bombastic enough to assume to know the answers to everything. And yeah, we just can't, can we? Anyway, just a vague theory, probably not something I subscribe to a whole lot, but you don't know. Okay. Keep my eye on the time. I have to do some things after this. And also tomorrow morning, I'll be catching up with someone. Sorry, not catching up, meeting someone, and fellow YouTuber you've never seen on this channel. I haven't yet met, and I'll explain that in the little short video I'll make, more or less promoting his channel, which I find quite interesting. I'll explain that in due course when he puts his video together for that episode. He'll be talking to me a bit, chatting to me about things. So yeah, you hopefully find that interesting, and his channel. Yeah, so I'll leave that as a future surprise. So stay subscribed. Okay. Well, anything else? Any comments or anything? Make sure I've live chat all. Yep. Okay, I should be seeing everyone there. Oh, look, a donation button. Show your support for Steve Mack Australia. Whatever. You click that. Send a super chat. I better not send myself any money, hey? Oh, the shark clip. Oh, the trailer, my concept trailer, yeah. I thought of that months and months ago. I was actually in the bath one night and I came out with it. And I thought, oh, yeah. But I put it off because other things, I kind of have a priority or a sequence of videos that come up. So I thought, I had that radiation one, that video took me a week to, it did my head in. You have no idea. The graphics and everything I had to find. That some of them I ended up using AI generated graphics. And it got it wrong so many times, it's ridiculous. But anyway, it's like, how do you show what a proton is? All we have is representations. All these things was complex. Anyway, so that took a week. That was draining. In fact, it's not as bad. My right elbow, which is my mouse elbow, it was actually caning, so it's strained. Not good. But yeah, I thought I've got a break now. This is after waiting a week for it to settle down my arm. So I did the my concept trailer. It's a bit scary. Anyway, I ain't, unless someone comes along with $100 million and says, Steve, I want you to make that film, I ain't going to do it. I don't have the resources. But anyway, obviously I didn't go out in the surf and film someone surfing, just so you know, as a concept. Yeah, well, when I put it together, when I showed it on the big, whatever it is, 80-inch TV or whatever I've bought in the lounge, the lady of the house, I showed her on there, and I had the surround sound, this is important, or the proper speakers. She shit herself when the shark grabbed it. And I thought, excellent, that's what I wanted. But it's a bad thing in a way. If I'm making a decent video, I usually always use very high quality sound and everything like that. The trouble with that is most people watch on their phones, and phones just don't have the dynamic range for especially bass. So if you haven't, or you can and haven't yet, watch that clip again. It's only, a minute and a half, and have some decent speakers on, because at the end, you cannot hear it on the phone. I've tried, but when you have decent speakers, possibly even if you've got good speakers with your computer, whatever, you will hear this like very faint, slowing down, extra heartbeats, that sort of thing. A lot of videos I've made that I try and be more cinematic, they do have very subtle little things. I spend an incredible amount of time, not just with the vision, but also the sound. A lot of it is lost on phones. it's the way it is, I guess, because people are into phones. So anyway, or tablets or laptops or whatever you want to call them. Same, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, cheers. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got it out of my system. And yeah, it reminded me why I no longer scuba dive or swim in the ocean. Been there, done that, as I said, bought the t-shirt. So the only shark that'll get me now, hopefully, unless I'm flying somewhere and crash into the ocean or have another cruise, drown, whatever. The only shark other than that will probably be if one manages to land in my pool from somewhere, my swimming pool. So probably not a high risk of that, but yeah. And no, the statistics, I did look them up, and they're basically correct, apparently. The statistics of being attacked by a shark are low, but the reality is also, as unfortunately the girl found out just near Bribie Island, which, 2 weeks ago, when she was taken by a shark, fatality, which was literally just where I filmed my video with my friend that died a few years ago, Lena. That's where she lived there. So, but as she found out, you go into the water, you do take that risk. Yeah. And that's life, isn't it? Walk across a busy street, you take that risk. Yeah. Oh, I like flying. You would think in this day and age, like people envisage, I could go from Australia to America in maybe an hour or less. It's not the reality. It's technically possible to be a lot faster with pulse jets and things like that. They haven't got to the level of having it like even the Concorde. When I had a shop down at Raby Bay in Brisbane many years ago, the people next door were a British couple. They moved over from the UK, and they had an antique shop. They used to travel in a previous life on the Concorde every week to Saudi Arabia or something, or whatever business. And they said it was bloody noisy. It wasn't like we'd think, oh, Concorde, And obviously it got very noisy once it went supersonic. Noisy, uncomfortable. Yeah. So, yeah, technically maybe we could go a lot faster. But then you've got the whole scientific thing. You go so fast, everything heats up like the SR-71 Blackbird. Metal expands several inches. Yeah, whole lot of problems. Plus the other underlying fact of expense. The faster you go, the more fuel you use. Therefore, you'd have to charge a fortune for tickets for passengers. Yeah, so there's a balance point, and that's probably where they are. Anyway, it'd still be nice to travel somewhere across the planet in an hour or less. I like flying. I love taking off. I love landing. But I get quite bored that big, long stretch in between, especially an overseas trip. I think the longest leg I've done is Hawaii, which I think was it 11 hours, 10 hours, 13 hours, something. Long stretch. Anyway, haven't flown for a few years, so especially given I used to fly a couple of times a year. My friend Craig, who some of you know, who's working as we speak, his present job, it's not for me to say what it is, he flies at least once a week, well, twice a week, to and from work. Yeah, and sometimes in between. And if you check out his channel, he's overdue for putting up a little clip of where he just went on holidays for 5 days in between work. Yeah. Yeah, I did too, mate. Mum and I used to swim at Maroochydore on the Sunshine Coast. We used to go there all the time for holidays. My coffee's getting cold. Maybe someone should buy me a coffee. There we go. But yeah, we used to swim there. And I guess, I was aware of sharks. Had we seen Jaws by then, or did Jaws come out soon after? I'm old enough to have seen Jaws in the movies. I was a little kid, sure. Anyone else see Jaws? and if you're like me, you've probably watched it a million times since, as you've grown up on video or whatever. Yeah, it's still a bit, yeah, it's still a bit frightening in places, but that's the reality. Is the vision okay, or do I need to bump this up another notch? Oh, and why is there only one thumbs up? That's a bit slack. 5 people watching, 1 thumbs up. Come on, it's not hard. Click the thumbs up, it helps the algorithm. So I'm going to ask, since I'm here, does anyone mind if I smoke? I mean, I'm going to do it anyway. No, it's my house. But anyone mind if I smoke? It's all right, I keep my distance from you, so. Yeah. So no great topic here. Just thought I'd do a catch up for anyone that was hanging loose. It's nearly 10, it's 10:23. Oh, 2 thumbs up, thank you. I'm glad you were paying attention. What about the rest of you? There's more thumbs up to be had. One day, I keep putting it off. I've said it for years, and I know, like people like Puppy Breath and Johnny, who may or may not join the stream before it ends. If not, we'll watch the replay. I know I've been saying I'm going to get some merch, like probably a t-shirt, but at least a coffee cup, probably with the graphic I use for my channel. You know, I haven't looked into it much. I did a few years ago. I just don't think of it, you know. And the thing is, too, I would definitely, like, nobody does this. Well, some people do, but I wouldn't. You don't purchase the stuff and then sell it from home. You just organise it through a third party. But I would definitely, obviously, after I've designed it, approved it, have to buy the things myself to make sure it's quality. I'm not going to have my name on anything that's crap. Why don't you all stop talking? Oh, thank you. Yep, 75. No, I turned 60 last year in June the 12th. No, I was pretty young. I remember I was in primary school. Not sure what grade 3. Yeah. So, yeah, I did see it. Mum and I went to the cinema. And I remember the part, oh, by the way, I'm going to smoke. Back to that. Hands up if you don't want me to. Put your hands back down if you know, as I do, that's something I shouldn't do. But I am. Yeah. I remember the part where like everyone's leaning forward at the cinema, intently watching as the diving under the boat. They find the boat of Ben Gardner with a big hole in the hull, and all of a sudden this head pops out, and the whole cinema reeled back, and you feel the whole cinema shake as everyone. That was awesome. Yeah, good film. It nearly broke Steven Spielberg. Had he not have pulled it off, it would have been big trouble. Yeah. Really? Oh, thank you. Wish I felt that way. I certainly don't think it anymore when I look in the mirror. Sorry about the red eyes. It's the eye drops I use. Now I've had 2 coffees or 3 coffees. Now I think I need a pee, which is a problem when you're live streaming. Anyway. Right, so what else? Anything else people want to say? And I wish you guys could, talk back, but hey, it's the best we can do, hey? Are you all keeping well? Have you exterminated anything lately, Will Robinson? I might have to exterminate some more hornets. I saw one on the deck this morning when I went out for a smoke. And there, we don't want that. We had multiple stinging here. Was it Christmas Day or the day after, when some of Letty's family came over, and one of her daughters was stung. 3 different wasps, basically the same area on her leg. Oh boy. Surprisingly, she didn't scream as much as I would have. But yeah, I looked, and one of the other kids saw under the table, big nest, hornet's nest. So I said, everyone inside, I'm going in. I've got a can of spray, fly spray, surface spray actually. Crawled under the thing, take that, and ran inside. So that got rid of them. I got rid of the nest. But you've got to remain vigilant, especially in Australia, I think, and especially around summer, because we have a lot of insects, and some of them can cause pain. Well, yeah, this is it. They're called paper wasps. I used to call them hornets, but in fact, no, they're wasps, the little ones. But yeah, automatically. I used to attack hornets. Mate and I used to in the school holidays. There was a paddock next door where I lived at Wollongabba, and empty paddock full of bushes and things, lots and lots of hornets' nests. So him and I used to go in with fly spray and go in, wipe them out, and then run. And the trouble is sometimes they flew a bit faster than we could run. So invariably I'd get stung several times all over. And, run back in. I had a bottle of vinegar there. Vinegar, it does relieve it a bit. Yeah, funny things. Well, we didn't have computer games back then. So we went out and got attacked by hornets. But yeah, they were actually paper wasps. They're smaller. But these ones that stung the little girl, they're actually hornets. They're longer. Anyway, they're nastier. Yeah, all good fun, isn't it? Yeah, but paper wasps. I know they just build randomly. Like there's some. I think they're a native bee, but they're not the same as the native bees that you may have seen if you've been around for a while. That I briefly filmed in one of my vlogs here at home. They're not the tiny ones, but they are. They maybe just slightly smaller, if not the same as a honeybee. They're a different color. They got like black stripes across their body's sort of white with black. As far as I know, they're not able to sting. I mean, they've never stung me. They hang around. And but they've built. I noticed a few months ago, I could hear this noise like a whole swarm of flies. Like, what the hell? So I went and investigated, and underneath the deck, they were all just hanging out. But okay, if there were flies, it was a different thing, but they're not. And the other afternoon, I'll just read this one. Oh, nasty. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're not pleasant, the stings. The other afternoon, I was just watching the pool cleaner work, because it's almost therapeutic, you understand. And I looked down on one end of the deck where I don't normally look, and there was like a line of all these bees on it, and I went, I think they're building a nest. I thought, well, I'll leave it till morning because it was getting starting to get dark. I'll probably do it, film it to potentially show you guys in the future, and then like break it off and throw it. So I checked the next morning. They weren't building a nest at all. It was like these Christmas fairy lights that Letty put up there some years ago, and the end was like broken, just hanging down. So there's no point cutting that off. But I checked yesterday to see if they come back. Yeah, again in the afternoon, they're just hanging on. So it's like a swing. I guess they just have a little swing. Funny. The world's weird. All right. 6 people watching. I think I'm going to have to disappear and have a quick pee. I could always pan the camera up or something. Yeah. So will I continue or wrap it up? It's 34 minutes in. Still only got 2 thumbs up. That doesn't. The maths don't add up. 2 thumbs, 6 people watching. Weird. I mean, this isn't a cinematic production. It's just a live stream. Fellas and fellates. Just a connection. I like to connect with my audience. And not many people commenting either, so maybe you can't, maybe you're, unable to comment. That's fine. Need to buy some. What? Buy some wasps? I don't need to buy any, I've got plenty. Need to buy some. Depends. Buy what? I've missed my own story. Buy pee. Anyway. Okay, up to you guys. Will I continue? It's 35 minutes in, or will I wrap it up? Unless you have anything new. Oh no, I don't need that. No, it's because I've had 3 coffees. This is a coffee mug I bought, Mum. Coffee, the 9 to 5, keep me awake, calm my nerves, perk me up so I can work medicine. And I'm reading that on my screen. Mind you, I could have read it this side. It's on both sides. No, look, frankly, I'll piss like a horse because I drink so much coffee. Oh, yeah, anyway, I'll leave that to the video I'm going to make tomorrow for probably a few weeks' time. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, I hopefully haven't got to the age yet where I need to rely on that. That wouldn't be pleasant. I mean, it is what it is. People can't help it. But, okay. Having said that, I do need to. I'm holding onto it. I'm not holding onto it. Okay. So yeah, yes or no? Will I go a bit longer or wrap it up and catch you up on the chat, the posts tab? I think I'll wrap it up. Okay. Well, all right then. Something different. I thought I'd start a bit earlier than usual. Next time I do a live stream, I might do one at night. It's always hard, as I've said. You know, it's a global thing, YouTube. It's always difficult to work out, who's available. Most live streams for the last X amount of time. Hey, see, Prince? Oh, man, I was just going. So I need a pee real bad. All right, I'll come back. If you want to hang around, let me just pivot the camera. Give me a couple of minutes and I'll be right back. Maybe give you something to look at. Underneath the thing, that's not interesting. Oh, there you go. That needs a clean. Top of my printer. I don't really want you to see much else because the place is a mess in my office. See? Mess. Right. Well, you chat amongst yourselves anyway. I could stick this on the window. Anyway, okay, be right back. If somebody comes along and goes, oh, there's no one here, just explain he's just gone to the toilet very briefly. Be right back. I'll have a cough. I should have turned off this light. Didn't turn off the light, did I? It's Barbara Streisand. Had a duet with Chris Christopherson. Have I missed anything? Let's see. Ta-da! Thank you. I appreciate it. See, Prince, I was literally deciding to sign off, and then you popped up. I thought, well, I'll go a little bit longer. Haven't had any comments from you for some time. It's a bit warm in here, actually. What's the temperature? Okay, it's let's call it 28 degrees Celsius, which is, say, 82.5 degrees Fahrenheit, according to my barometer. I'm not muted, am I? No, I'm not. Stop it. I'm not. Because this would be muted. That was muted. Stop taking the piss out of me. Just done with that myself. Cheeky bugger. Yeah. So, is it hot and muggy? It's all right here. I mean, look, overall in Brisbane, it's certainly not been the worst summer we've had. We're almost at the end of summer here. But yeah, we've had hot days and some mugginess. I know a mate of mine in Ipswich, which is the next city that way, southwest. He's had some very muggy days. But Ipswich in general tends to be like a giant, maybe this is something T-Rox could mention, caldera, I believe, more or less encircled by mountains. So it tends to keep the mugginess and heat in, which isn't good. I used to live there once upon a time. Nice enough place to live, to be honest. Check your speakers. Don't make me go and check on another computer. Can other people hear me? You literally should be able to hear me. There's no mute on this light or anything. See? Oh, did an ad pop up? Well, there you go. That'll certainly be enough to buy a coffee if I do about 6 million live streams. Blue Mountains. Oh, you went to the Blue Mountains. So can everyone else hear me? Because there's no point in me continuing if there's a problem. My phone is off, so I can't check on there. I suppose I could turn it on. Everyone hear me? Yes or no? Let me check everything. Monetization. Yep, that's all. Okay, you can hear me. Oh, Christ for that. Check your speakers are working, Nicola. I don't know if it's the pronunciation because I'm unable to hear you. Haha, touche. But then again, I know you do a bit of a wind up. It's starting to be a bit of a wait till you sort of pickle. Yeah, you can hear me. I'm just speaking very loud this way. It's where you can hear me 10,000 miles away. What's the update? I haven't heard. Did you end up moving to a different area? Like that was the last you said you were going to do. You're up anchoring, literally, or untying, or demooring, and moving somewhere else. How did the move go? Do tell. And for those that may watch later or go, was it a good look to smoke? Well, I know. But this is live streams that I do. It's kind of like an informal sit down with you guys. And yeah, I obviously wouldn't do it if I was in a cafe or something. But like if you were to come and visit me here and we sit down in Studio A, which is outside, yeah, I would keep my distance if you're not a smoker. But yeah, it's just an informal chat. And I'm a smoker, which isn't great, but it is what it is. So I'm just trying to relax and chill out with you guys for a bit. Good. I was hoping it would be your end, not mine, because there's a little symbol here with the mic and it doesn't have a slash through it. So, anyway, well, you'll have to watch the replay, won't you, to hear the critically important information I just said that you missed. Anyway, yeah, so what's the update, Sea Prince? Or my Sea Prince? Did you move? Ah, well, you deserve it, don't you? You stirred me before. I forget what you did now. Memory's a good thing. So you guys watching currently live are the stayers. We're at the 45-minute mark. Generally speaking, I think live streams shouldn't go more than 30 minutes because it's a big ask. But then again, the people that stay and watch or watch the replays obviously into live streams. So yeah, how long is a piece of string? What is or isn't the correct thing to do? I don't normally smoke on live streams. Look, see all the ghostly wisps. Is that me or what's not? Yeah, maybe I've got a spot there to burn off again. I don't know. Anyway, the paint work isn't as good as it used to be. Anyway, it's also not as young as it used to be. Okay, 9th of August. Oh, a dry dock. Okay. So do they have a dry dock for your same boat, for your barge? A dry dock. Oh. Yeah, lots of flooding. Yeah, it's pretty challenging. I still think you should have made some videos. Put them on a YouTube channel. Okay. Yeah. So I know a lot of people. Well, sorry, I got that wrong. Unfortunately, I know people will watch the replay. Some people have missed out. So it's everywhere I put the cigarette, the smoke keeps blowing in front of the camera. So I will do a shout out to the normal people: Craig, Johnny, Puppy Breath, and a handful of others that watch. It's just the way it is with live streams. First of all, you've got to know that it's happening. I try and advertise on my posts tab, formerly known as community, that I'm going to do it. You have to see that, and you have to rely on a notification, hopefully going out to let you know Steve Mack is now live. So by the time that happens, it's usually over. So some people do rewatch, and that's fine. It's, unlike a normal video that I've spent, 600 years making, this isn't that complex to make. It's just complex to get right sometimes. Anyway, all right. Well, I'll go till I finish the cigarette then. That's for the few of you left in the planet that are smokers. And then I might have another coffee and then move forward with my day. Like I said earlier, I've got some filming to do tomorrow morning. Nothing too elaborate. I'll just take the GoPro and I will put what that's about up in due course, maybe a week or two. I'm not sure. Depends on the guy I'm meeting. And yeah, it's good a little idea I had to promote his channel because it's an interesting topic to some. There's filmed. Well, that's good. Okay. Well, that'd be a good idea. You could always do that and release them as a series or whatever. It'd be awesome. Because the clips that you sent me ages ago on Instagram, they were very interesting. So I thought, well, why wouldn't you put them online for others? So that's good. Thumbs up for that one. Good idea. Okay, so what is everyone else doing for the weekend? I know in America it's not, well, I guess it's a weekend by now, most places. It's Saturday and it's, tell you accurately, 10:46 a.m. on the 22nd of February, 2025. So for posterity, whenever it is that I die, I want my channel to still exist. So if you're seeing this, then g'day to you from the past. Not a never a pleasant topic to think about, so we won't dive deep into that. But it's like I've said before, even as a kid with photography, I like the fact you can look back. You know what it's like. You all do. You look at a photo album or photo whatever from a long time ago, and you think, wow, it's like you froze that moment in time. And photography basically means painting with light. Yeah, well, I thought they're okay. What I saw. Anyway, well, some of my clips aren't that great either. It's just the way it is. Oh. Oh, okay, that's what you're doing. Yep, no worries, Will. Ah, okay. What do you ride? I'm sure you probably told me. Okay. Bella's channel. Yeah, that'll be nice, actually. Well, I tell you what, Nicola, or is it Nicola? I don't know. If you want to come and clean out my studio, you'd have a challenge and a half here. I did it once or twice. A long time ago. It needs it badly. But anyway, there's enough room for me to sit here in my chair. Usually with bad posture, which contributes to my bad back and spine. Every other joint I own. Yeah, what do you ride, Will? I'll wrap up in a sec too. I kind of miss my Harley Fat Boy. That was the last bike that I had. I've still got a Suzuki RV90, which I've had since I was a kid, and that's the only motorbike. At one stage, I had 7 in my 20s. I also had several cars, but yeah, they add up to expense, and if they're not adding up to expense, they're just going downhill as they get older, which adds up to expense. All right, cool. Anyway, see, when I'm speaking to you guys, each cigarette lasts longer. I'd save a fortune if I only just live streamed and smoked. But, yep, that's all right. That sounds good. That's a good idea. Okay. Do you ride somewhere locally, or do you trailer them there? I guess you would trailer them, wouldn't you? Well, my Suzuki RV90 I just mentioned. It's a sand bike, 1972, I think, if I recall. It was made. Mate and I, he actually bought it for me when I was still a teenager. He had a very immaculate blue one, and he bought me this one. This one was, well, I guess, obviously Japan to the US. It was sold by Casey Hillets. I remember. See, something's still locked in Arizona, and at some stage sent to Australia, and it was bought from Springwood Suzuki. If they're still there, I don't know, but I remember Springwood Suzuki. I knew the manager at one stage many years ago. Yeah, so it was a long trip around the world, wasn't it? And the amazing thing is, the original tubed tyres, they still hold air. That's a long time. They made things better, even though they're made in Japan. Hell of a lot, very, very well constructed, and it still goes. I bought a Kobe kit for it. We'll put in one day. Okay. Well, that'll give an interesting thing for people to watch. I look forward to it. So Bella is the executive producer. Is she funding it, or is she just producing it or directing it, or just acting in it? Does she have an IMDb channel? Okay, I'll wrap it up. I won't hold you folks up. Be careful. Have a good, safe ride, Will. And, yep, stay well, everyone. Thanks for popping in. I'll go out and I'll turn this up bright. Oh, that's where you should have had it all the time. Yeah, but as it is, I'm going to go away from here with this ring light blinding me for like at least half an hour. Ah, a cracker. Oh, the generator. Okay. Wow. Nice. Well, at least over there it's not hot like it currently still is in Australia, generally speaking. In fact, it's probably the opposite. You wish it was hot. Okay, well, cheers to everyone that's joined. Thanks to all of you that are here, and thanks to those that will watch in the future coming hours. As usual, the replay of this typically takes God knows how many hours for YouTube to process. But thanks for joining, and this is the actually, as I said, the first time I can actually see myself. So there must have been a fault with the old graphics card as far as that. It worked all right, it streamed fine, but yeah, for the last year or whatever, it's yeah. So now we know. Either that or I've upgraded the driver somewhere by accident. Yep. Cheers to you, lovey. And everyone else that watches. No worries, mate. Cheers to the rest of you and the usual crew and the ones that will come along and watch. And yeah, have a good weekend. And I'll sign off now at approximately 10:52 a.m. February 22nd, 2025. And I guess a few potential videos in the making. Guess I'll do another live stream next month, if not sooner. All right. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate you taking the time out to catch up with me. I'll go and make another coffee now. And have a great weekend. Yep. Cheers. Catch you all later. See ya.